Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Louise K Shaw, the Body Whisperer, and welcome to the next episode of Radio Works World with the beautiful Marina Nani. Hello, Marina, how are you?
I'm so happy we connected. It's the power of your heart for sure. Welcome to all our listeners. So grateful for being here, joining our great conversation. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Over to you, Liz.
Thank you so much. We've just had a little giggle because we've had problems getting through, and what I wanted to be talking today was about the power of our hearts. So I think maybe some of the power of our hearts has been stopping the connection, which is quite funny. But anyway, in the
Or
last,
making the connection.
I know, I know. So, in the last episode, I was actually talking about the concept of the acronym WHISPER. And in that talk, I actually started with W for Whisper. And I discussed how we have the most incredible and highly intelligent computer available to us. And that is our body. And that not many people actually really do use the power of our bodies. And so in that section, I was actually posing the question about how many times do you actually stop and think about what is actually happening on a second to second basis within our bodies? And if we actually really did do that, it would be quite overwhelming of all the acts that have to happen just to get you out of bed in the morning, to enable you to go and get ready for your day, and to actually get you through the day. And somebody said to me many years ago, how grateful am I for my body? And I never really sort of understood that concept at the time. And now I make it a daily practice. When I'm getting ready, I'm actually walking around the room and I'm saying, thank you to my heart, thank you to my head, thank you to my arms. I'm saying thank you to everything in my body for actually working properly. So what I did yesterday is I actually posted on my Facebook page and asked people if they had any questions or comments about the last couple of interviews that I've been doing, and with a view to sort of using those to form the basis of today's episode. And it was interesting because I had quite a few comments about people didn't realize how powerful the heart was, and that how for many years people believe that it's the brain that's doing an awful lot of everything that's being done in their body. So I thought what would be really interesting today would be to actually set the scene and talk about the heart, and to talk about which, the power that the heart has in directing our lives, and to start using it properly. So what I wanted to do, I could probably talk for hours about the heart and how amazing it is, but I appreciate we're only going to keep that to about 20 minutes or so today.
Yes.
Unlike the last one, I can just talk and talk and talk. But so what I wanted to do, obviously, I'm not going to go into masses of detail about stats and figures and things like that. But I wanted to frame it first, Marina, sort of to say that I'm going to talk about a little bit of the science behind the heart so people could understand where this has all come from. And then what I'm going to do is actually link it into how they can use that information for themselves on a day-to-day basis. How's that sound?
Brilliant. I can't wait. I have pen, paper, and I hope our listeners are doing the same because this is going to change everything. Over to you, Liz.
Okay, brilliant. So until recently, I think the common belief was actually that the brain, well, that conscious awareness actually came from the brain and the brain alone. But actually, through the new discipline of neurocardiology, what they've actually shown is that the heart is actually, it has it's a very sophisticated center in itself, and it's a sophisticated center which actually receives and processes information. So in itself, it's a very highly complex sensory organ. And the nervous system within the heart, and as we're going to refer to it as the heart brain, it actually enables us to learn, to remember. And what's fascinating to me is the fact that it's actually, it enables us to make our functional decisions, and enables us to do that independent of the brain. And the heart brain actually sends out signals to the brain, which influences the function of the higher brain centers. So the higher brain centers are those that control the perception, our cognition, and our emotional processing. So it's your heart that will be determining how you are perceiving things and what emotions you're going to be feeling. And in fact, there was actually a really, really important experiment that they did, and I think it was the Hart Math Institute that did that. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to actually establish how powerful the brain was, the heart brain was, and who got the information first. So what they actually did, they linked people up to all the equipment, and then they showed people a series of photographs, and these photographs were either of things that you would be expected to be scared of, and things that you were expected to feel love for, things that you would be expected to feel joyful, all the range of emotions. And in this experiment, what was really fascinating was the fact that even before the image came up on the computer, the heart had already made a decision. The heart had already activated whether that was going to be a fearful or whether it was going to be a happy or joyful experience. And don't ask me how they actually did that, but that's the research that they did. And it was literally seconds before the brain engaged those emotions. So really what that was saying was that the heart knew, even before the person had visualized, could see that picture, the heart knew whether that was going to be a picture of fear, danger, or love and joy, etc. So that's where they actually found that there's the heart that knows stuff way before anything else in the body. So, why was that actually possible? And they realized the more extensive research that they did, the scientists actually discovered that there is an extensive neurocommunication network linking the heart with the brain and the body. And in addition, they found that the heart also communicates information to the brain and throughout the body via an electromagnetic field. Now, they already knew that the organs in the body have their own electromagnetic field. That wasn't something new. But what was new was the fact that they didn't realize that the heart actually generates the most powerful and most extensive rhythmic electromagnetic field. It's far more powerful than any other organ in the body. And in actual fact, when you actually compare the electromagnetic field to the brain, the heart is about 60 times greater in amplitude than the brain. And another interesting fact is that the magnetic component, and I know this might sound a little bit technical, but the magnetic component is approximately 5,000 times stronger than the brain's magnetic field. And another interesting fact is that it can be detected several feet away from the body. And that's something that they didn't realize before. So how is this important to you? Do you have any idea, Marina?
Well, I only know that you pointed exact truth that I'm carrying in my heart, and that is follow your heart. So no matter what, follow your heart. So when somebody doesn't know what to do next or where to be next, and got no other guidance, when you follow your heart, is you are going to arrive where you belong. So it's not a mystery, but it's all part of the magic of being alive. And following your heart, I think, should be the first take. So before you do anything, just follow your heart. That's all I know. And I'm learning a great deal now. And lots of my questions which I had from few of our listeners are already answered. You cover it already, so I just can't wait to see what's next. Over to you, Louise.
Thank you, Marina. And I think what's really it intrigues me the more of this work that I do, and that is, I remember my grandparents and many years ago coming up with sayings, which I never really sort of you sort of hear them say things and you just sort of ignore it. But what you've just sort of said there, follow your heart. People have said that to me for years and years and years. Just follow your heart. I never really understood well, why should I follow my heart? But now understanding the science behind it, I actually understand why I should be following my heart, because it is one of the most powerful organs in our body, and it will be determining and so much more about what is right for me, because it has all those answers, because it's going to know, it's going to be able to pick up around me what's dangerous, what's good, what's not, even before my brain has picked up that information. So, you know, when we walk into a room, we already know when we walk into that room, we get a feel for that room straight away. But how many people actually really listen to that? How many people really tune into that? Or do they just ignore it? Because your heart field has gone out several feet before you even step into a room. So it's giving you information. So start being aware of that, start tuning into that. And I guess one of the things which I like to think of it as, you know, I don't know why the image of Greece comes up with John Travolta, but I sort of see the heart as the leader of the pack. And I sort of feel like I should be breaking into song now, but I'm not going to. But the heart is the leader of the pack. And what is really important with all the information that they know about the heart is your heart will regulate all your other organs, everything else that is going on in your body. So it would be a really good idea to actually make friends with the heart, to make friends with the leader, because if the heart is operating from a point of strength, and if it is coherent, and it is in a really good rhythm, it's going to pull all the other organs together. It's going to what we call entrain all the other organs into a state of calmness. So, for example, if you're feeling particularly stressed, if you get your heartbeat down and if you get your heartbeat regulated, then all your other organs, everything else in your body, will entrain to the rhythm of your heart. If you're feeling anxious about doing something, get your heartbeat into a rhythm, into a coherent rhythm, and then all your other organs will be entrained to that, and so that you'll be operating from a position of strength. And there's a very simple exercise that we can do, and I can share with the listeners on how to actually get your heart into a coherent state. So if you're all I don't know whether anybody's listening driving along or whether anybody's just sitting. If you can, or just remember this for later. But if you just stop what you're doing and just put your hand on your heart, and I want you to just breathe. And breathe from your diaphragm, not from your chest. And start to breathe. Start focusing with your diaphragm. And as you focus, I want you to start breathing in very gently for a count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then release. And try and do it in exactly the same speed and the same rhythm as you breathe in. And then do that again. Up to 4. And then release. 2, 3, 4. And as you do that, just start noticing how your body starts to become calmer. And as you get your rhythm into a coherent state, so all the other organs will start listening to the leader and will start getting themselves into a rhythm. And then starting off at 4, if you can build that up to taking in breaths for 5 and going out for 5. And then over time, try and get that up to 6. So that's a very simple exercise for people to start doing, to start training to start tuning in with their heart and start getting their heart into a coherent state. Because throughout our day, no matter what happens in our day, it's very rare that we are going to have a very coherent heartbeat throughout the day. But the more you practice this, the more you can just click into it. So when you start to feel a bit anxious or scared or unhappy or annoyed, you can just go, you know what, I'm just going to take a few moments, just get up from your desk, walk around, and just start getting your heart into a coherent state, because then that will bring the whole of your body into a state of calmness. So that's one exercise that you can do. And there are so many more things that you can do. But I think that's probably a good place to end it there then, Marina.
Wow. Wow. I feel that my heart is going to implode. I'm so happy that you answered more than 12 questions I had from our listeners. So my divine job is done because of you. So this is just amazing. And I know we are coming back here. So in the meantime, for our listeners, when they want to connect with you, is not if, now it's when. Please go to Louise's website, which is Louise.
The website is energenesis.com, and that is spelled ENERGENES.
We are going .com. Yes, we are going to post this anyway. We are going to email everyone the link if somebody missed this amazing heart to heart about the power of your heart. I can't keep this to myself. I feel like screaming, yes, it is. And it is here. It is now. It is happening. Louise, you are absolutely amazing. And I can't wait for your book to come out. So what is your book title?
So the book title, Marina, is The Body Whisperer, and the first one is going to be The 7 Lies of Depression and Pain.
Wow. So just in case you have no time to listen, it will be a book. So you can take it with you to your heart, from our hearts to yours. Until next time is goodbye.
Thank you, Marina. Bye-bye.
Bye.